It is, in fact, a Friday, and I got a story to tell you, and this is one of those things. But first, a reminder, Sunday, Easter Sunday, noon, I'm doing a premiere, my 10th anniversary special video on my main channel. It has been 10 years, or will have been on March 31st, so I've got the video done. Doing some minor last-minute editing to it right now, but it goes up and it will be a premiere, meaning that I will be there to chat with you if you're there when the video goes up and is shown for the very first time on Sunday, the 31st at noon Eastern time. So earlier this week, I got a note from a friend of mine. And years ago, I wrote a book called Death's Door about the Italian Hall disaster in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. It's a thick book, did a ton of research. And a friend of mine contacted me and said, Steve, back when you were working on that book, I seem to recall I lent you something. And he said, I sent you it was a little pamphlet about an obscure newspaper in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And do you still have that by any chance? I'd like to see it again because I'm doing some research for a book I'm writing. And I said, sure. Describe it to me. And he described it to me. And I said, I think I know where it is. But all of my material from doing research in the book is about 6 or 7 bankers' boxes that are stacked up in my basement. And so I said, I got to do some digging. Not sure how long it'll take me, but a day or two at the most. So went downstairs, grabbed my glasses, and pulled out the boxes and started digging through them. And within 5-10 minutes, I found the thing I was looking for. I thought, wow, that's amazing. That never happens. Unbelievable. Found it. So I'm like, cool. And so I sent the guy a note quick. Hey, I found it. It'll go out in the mail. And then, as I was putting some stuff away, I looked in a box that was filled with materials about that book. And I saw something. Now, here's the deal. I knew this existed, but I thought I lost it. And I actually thought of this recently, and I thought, gee, I wonder whatever happened to that. It's a photograph. It's a photograph. And I hadn't seen the photograph, I had thought, in 20 or 30 years. But since it was in one of these boxes, I must have run across it about 10 years ago, and somehow it got mixed in with the wrong stuff. Because this photograph's got nothing to do with the Italian Hall disaster. And what it is that when I was in 5th and 6th grades, I won my school spelling bee. And in the second of those 2 years, I got to go to, I believe, Cobo Hall, where I was involved in the city spelling bee. And that's me, top left, second from the end. Yes, I'm wearing a suit and a tie. And I'm guessing this is 6th grade. Now, I actually thought that the years were different, but I double-checked. And I believe that the way the spelling bees work, it's 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grades. But it's actually based more on age. It's real weird now. But back then, we had a school spelling bee. And the winner of the school spelling bee then went to like the district spelling bee. And in my second year of doing the spelling bee, I won that one also. And got to go to the city spelling bee. Like I said, I think it was Cobo Hall. And did not win that one. But it's a pretty big deal. And when you won the school spelling bee, they sent you a dictionary with your name embossed on it. So there's one of the 2 dictionaries I got. The other one I have also. And that's maybe where my fetish for dictionaries started. But I got that right there. And this was the year that I won the district spelling bee also. So it's kind of weird. Spelling bees have become a big deal. They're even on ESPN, for instance. And nowadays, the spelling bees are crazy compared to what they were back then. Among other things, we had fewer words back then. Just kidding. It's an age joke. But yeah, in 6th grade, quite a while ago. But, you know, interestingly, spelling bees are weird. They're really weird things. People in other countries who speak languages like Finnish don't understand them because some countries just have languages that are purely phonetic. But in America, spelling bees are all over the place because we've adopted so many words from other languages. And the weird part about a spelling bee is that everybody gets a different word until the very end, for the most part. And so the guy next to you or the gal next to you might get a simple word, and then you get a hard word, and then all of a sudden they get, and based on what words you've encountered before, you know? And so nowadays, to get it to where people can't just keep spelling all day long, they throw in really, really obscure, long words with really strange roots. But back in these days, it probably wasn't that crazy until you got to the national level. So the winner of this spelling bee that I was in Detroit, the winner of that would go to D.C. and represent the city of Detroit. So I'm in the back row there. I got a sign on me like it's a mugshot, and it says Steve Lehto on it. I remember having that sign for quite some time in my room when I was growing up, but that sign disappeared. But this photograph was put in an envelope mailed to me, and when I got it, I remember at the time going, that's kind of cool. And I remember sticking it in this dictionary, just pressing it in the dictionary, and somewhere along the line they got separated. Now, I've also got trophies from winning the spelling bees. I don't know where those are. Those might still be at my parents' house. I'll have to check. But I had thought my mother had this photograph. And so my mother passed away a couple years ago, and I was going through her photo albums, and I did not find it there. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's not there. Where could it possibly be? So apparently, 10, 12 years ago, and I'm working on the second edition of Death's Door, I must have found it someplace. And then for whatever reason, because I was working on that at the time, it got mixed in with those papers, and then boom, got put into storage. So the crazy part is I remember years ago, after putting this book to bed, as they say, wondering, should I hang on to all my research or should I just chuck it? I mean, what do I need it for? Turns out you need it because, among other things, you'll get people who say, I read your book, and in your book you said such and such. And I find it hard to believe. Where'd you get that from? And I'd say, well, look in the endnotes. It says that I got it from this one source. I can't find that source. Do you still have it? So yes, I do. So I've encountered that more than once. So again, how this photograph got to be in that box, I have no idea. I have no idea. But I have it now. And so the scan I put up on the screen, unfortunately, is fairly low resolution. I have to put this on a flatbed scanner and do it in a higher res, and I'll do that in the future. But the funny part is I'm looking through here, and I can read the names that the people have on them, including mine. And it does say Steve Lehto, not Steven. It's a pet peeve of mine that goes way back. And it makes you wonder whatever became of these people on stage. I mean, because obviously I'm right here, but where are all they? So that is funny. But that's the photograph. Again, that is me, I believe, in 6th grade on stage, I think at Cobo Hall. But I could be mistaken about that. But it was at some big place like that in downtown Detroit. And I remembered thinking this is kind of cool because I got to take a day off from school and go do that. But of course, on the other hand, I put on a suit and tie, which I didn't care for back then because I wasn't an attorney just yet. So there's a story of what I just encountered and found. It's pretty cool. I will get a higher res scan of that one of these days and put up on screen somewhere down the road. In the meantime, don't forget Sunday, March 31st at noon Eastern Time. It's a long video. I'm going to give you a couple teasers right now. Couple special guests drop by to say hello. And I dug up a lot of old stuff, some of which I've never shown before, including video, is all going to be in the 10th anniversary video, noon, March 31st on Lehto's Law. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.